Hello everybody, welcome to Finland, round 14 of the FIA Motocross World Championship. This weekend it's the MXGP of Finland and we return to Vantaa, where this weekend the club is celebrating 60 years of the first ever Grand Prix they had here, which was actually the other side of the runway in Ruskea Santa all those years ago, 1963. We're on our live studio show here with me, Paul Malin and Lisa Leyland, and coming up on today's show we have from WZ Racing, Oriol Oliver, we have Benoit Paturel and Louis Vosters coming in as well, the boss man at Monster Energy Yamaha. But before we meet our guests, Lisa Leyland, here we are. The end of our 3-week road trip. How's it been for you? And I tell you what, it's a bit nippy here, isn't it?
It is a little bit nippy. Where's the summer gone? But it's been good. It's been pretty intense, hasn't it?
It has
quite
been.
back to back, back to back. But it's good because you kind of get into the momentum and into the flow and everything. So all good.
And you're going to miss us over the next weekend when we have a weekend off?
I'm going to enjoy some me time.
Okay, cool. You do you time.
You do you.
Exactly.
Won't take it personally.
No, I won't either. Anyway, enjoy your break. Right, shall we get on with the show? Our first guest is Oriol Oliver. He's riding in MX2 for WZ Racing. And first time on the show for us. So first of all, Oriol, great to see you and nice to meet you as well. But for those who don't know you, it's your first year in MX2. And but before we kind of talk about your season and what you've done to this point, where did it all start for you? When did you start riding? How old were you when you had your first bike or your first race?
Well, I was 4 years old when I started. My father was on motocross bike always. He was not like professional, but he tried his best. And yeah, then my brother took one little motorbike, and then me. So yeah, I grew up always with my brother, trying to make some training, and I took it more seriously. So yeah, my first race was at 7 years old, and from there I started trying to take it every year more seriously. I love this sport, and from here.
And so what are you now, 20, 21 years
21.
old? 21.
No,
So who was your motocross idol growing up? Because obviously now a lot of young kids are looking at Jorge.
Yeah.
So, but for you, similar age, who was your idol?
For me, it was Ken Roxen, but also Jorge Prado later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're currently 12th in the overall standings. First year in MX2.
Yeah.
Are you happy with how the season's been? Are you happy where you're at right now?
Yeah, actually I'm happy because I have been struggled 2 years, like also a little bit of bad luck. In 2021, I was in a bad team, I say, like I couldn't feel good with the team and with the bike in 2021, so I had to move to WZ in 2021. Then the things went a little bit better. I could do one pole position in Latvia, so it was going better, but we couldn't get still not the results that I wanted. And then for 2022, last year, I was feeling good. The bike was good, more training, and we did a good preseason. I was third on the championship, and then big injury last year. So then I let's say I disappeared, was a long injury. But I know with training and with a little bit of time, I can be in front. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the best GP was last week in Lommel. And in that first race, you were actually running 5th for quite some time, until 2 laps before the end. You dropped down to 8th. And actually, I spoke to you after that race, didn't I, on the start before the second race. That's a good confidence boost for you. You must have been really happy with that performance. Just tell us about it.
Yeah, really happy. It is strange because I'm not a sun rider, or I was not because I'm Spanish. So in the past I didn't make so much trainings on the sun. But with this team that I am now, we train a lot and I could improve a lot. So now it's a little bit weird because I'm maybe better on the sun than on the hardpack. So I'm happy with the improvements that we make with the team. And yeah, I feel that every race is going better, more confidence. So I just need good starts because I feel that my fitness is good, but when I start with the front guys, it's difficult to handle it till the end. So I just need more time being in that position, and I can do really good things, I think.
A lot of people said the track was very heavy last weekend. Did you find that as well? And especially on a 250?
Yeah, I feel it. Like it was a little bit more small, the track.
Yeah.
And you could not go with the speed, and maybe also for this more struggle. But yeah, it's for all, and yeah, we need to play with the bumps and try to save some energy for the end of the race. But it was good.
Well, a couple of years ago, you did a couple of wild cards. I think one in Trentino, one in Spain. The one in Spain I remember because you took a couple of hole shots, or very close to the front.
Very close.
You didn't score points in those races, but here you are 12th in the championship now. What did you learn from those 2 races as a wild card that you can bring into MX2 now, where you've gone, if I do this, when I arrive in MX2, I can be stronger, fitter. What have you changed? What did you learn from those wildcards?
Yeah, it was just for take a little bit of experience. Yeah, in that time, like I said, I was not prepared at all. I feel that my precisions with WC team felt really good on Sardinia. We did good training, so it was just for take some experience. But yeah, it was good because I could see that still a lot of work to improve. So it was good to see the reality a little bit. Yeah.
There are a lot of riders in the WZ team across all European and everything else. But Mikko Harup joined you after, what, round 2 or 3 this year in a championship.
Yeah.
Having him with his experience from MX2, has that helped you in the team in terms of bike setup with the amount of time that he's been there? I know he's injured at the moment, but up until now.
Yeah, it's a professional guy that you always can learn. He was doing some podiums last year. So it's good to have him to see what he can do also with this bike. So yeah, it was good. Give me some confidence also. If I see that he's there, he was battling in Germany quite good there in the front. So I could feel that if he can do it, I can also do with that bike if I work hard. Yeah.
Well, before you came into the MX2 class, you actually raced the EMX 250s, the EMX 125s.
Yeah.
And you actually finished on the podium in Mantova in 2021, second overall.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that weekend?
Because that was your first EMX podium.
Yeah, was my first one. Yeah, this race, I always liked this track, but anyway, this was the last part of the season. I was feeling better and better, like I said. And yeah, it's a track that I like it. So this year we don't have this track, but but yeah, in this time I was feeling better, but unlucky that then we finished the year because I was feeling really good.
Just noticing there, number 10 there, number 51 now. Why the change in number, or is 51 your original number?
No, because Plan didn't have it.
Okay.
So I cannot. But
Oh, yeah.
51, it's a number that I always like.
Yeah.
Not because of a superstition, of something, just because I like it. And yeah, for this.
Okay. Well, was that moment in Mantova when you did finish on the podium, was that the moment when you thought, actually, I can do this as a professional racer a bit more full-time?
Yeah, for sure a little bit more because it's a lot of hard work, but then when the things doesn't come, you need to do something like, you need to do the result for belief at all. So it was really good, yeah.
And obviously here we are now in Finland, three races in a row. We just had Lockett, we've had Lommel, 2 completely different circuits. And now we're here again, a little bit smaller, more compact. But looking at it, looks like the track could be quite technical, even if from the outside, maybe it's maybe not the most difficult track to look at. No. It's going to get that way, isn't it? How was the free practice this morning?
Was good. Was quite flat because we don't have the European, so it was really fun. Yeah, the track looks quite fun. It will be not long bumps. It will be like little jumps and quite technical. And if the rain comes later, will be even more. But I feel that will be fun. And yeah, I like this ground, so we will see.
All right. And obviously, you are 12th in the championship. What is the goal for you for the rest of the season? Because we have, what, 6 races left?
Yeah.
Sweden coming up. We've got Holland, Turkey, Italy, Majora, and then Matterley Basin. What is the goal?
The goal is not to finish in one position in the championship. It's just every race try to surprise and do these good starts. Because like this, I will take the rhythm that I want and I believe. So yeah, we'll try my best every race.
Okay. Yeah. We're just waiting for Benoit to come and join us at the moment, but which we figured might be.
We did preempt that, didn't we?
Yeah. There's been some other good performances during the season as well. Overall, when you're used to sort of now being in those top 10 positions, what is that doing for your confidence? I know last week was a massive one because, finishing 5th,
Almost 5th.
Yeah, almost 5th, yeah. But good confidence boost and you're learning step by step, improving?
Yeah, like I said, I feel confidence every race, even more. So the goal is to good starts. It's really important. And yeah, I know I can do it. So just keep working hard and one day will come.
Perfect. Well, look, Oriol Oliver, keep working hard and let's see the progress from now to the end of the season.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Pleasure to have you in here. Oriol Oliver. Right, Benoit Paturel is now here, so we'll talk to him in a moment. But before that, if you've been watching Behind the Gate, here's a snippet from episode 13, Soldier On, and it's the return of Tim Gajser. Enjoy.
Definitely it was difficult in the beginning to accept that I will not be able to be on the races. but then, you know, I start to realize that the things in life happen with a reason, you know. At that moment, I didn't see the reason why this happened, but maybe my body needs a little bit more to recharge, you know. For the past couple of years, with the COVID, with all these things, my body didn't have time to completely switch off, you know, to recharge, and was really exhausted. I treat, let's say, this time as well to recharge the batteries, and then I can go for the future. I took my time to really heal 100%, and then to go on the bike, to get back in, let's say, good shape, and then I was ready to come to Loket.
Guess what, folks? Tim Gajser, the return of the reigning champion, and he only went faster in the time practice session, didn't he, by 3/4 of a second over his teammate Ruben Fernandez, an HRC 1-2. Somebody joked with me earlier on today, I didn't think he would make the top 10. I went, well, he did better than that. He dropped the 0 and went P1. Good to see you, Tim. Good to have you back.
I think it's so nice to have Tim Gajser back in the paddock. He's the reigning world champion, so he's an important part of the sport, even this year. And to not have him lining up behind the gate is a massive loss. But also from a personal side, he's a rider that always has a smile on his face. Whether he's winning or whether he's losing, he's always a pleasure to be around.
I want to treat that season, last couple of GPs, for a good training, also do some testing during the races, you know. I think it's always really important to be ready for next year.
Hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of our live studio show on MXGP TV with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Did you like that bit? Did you like that segment?
That was a good bit. I like that bit.
Did you like that bit?
No, because it's nice to see Tim's feedback now he's back in the championship.
Okay, I like what you had to say, by the way. It's very good. And anyway, should we crack on with the show? in joke. Benoit Paturel joins us now. He's on a new team this year, new bike in MXGP with the Bart's Yamaha. Benoit, great to see you. I always enjoy sitting down talking to you. You know, very honest, very placid, and very laid back, but you know, fantastic rider as well. New team, as we said. When did the team start? When did you know you were going to be racing with the Bart's Yamaha for 2023? Was it October, November, December? How late did this team come together?
Yes, it came pretty far. After my few really bad years, I was thinking to stop because always injured, not so good with the ex-team where I was racing, and yes, I was really far, really down. So yeah, after I spoke to Danny, because we keep a good relation, he's a main sponsor of Kemea by a dealership of cars. So we keep a good relation from the past, and yes, he make the plan. Like I think we start around November, December, so it was really late. We don't have bike. Was the old bike because the new bike came also late, like January, February. So yes, we start like this. It was just to keep in shape, just ride, and yes, we start like this easy. And
you're obviously only one rider on the team. Is that a problem for you? Does it bother you not having somebody else to give the feedback and this kind of thing?
No, for sure. For me, it's really positive to be alone, especially for a private team. So they focus only on me. And yeah, I feel again myself from really long time. So it's really a pleasure to be to the GP and race again on a good shape and be battle with the top guy.
Good.
Well, in 2016, you finished 3rd in the MX2 World Championship. But since your move to MXGP, Benoit, it's been tough, hasn't it? There's been a difficult few years, like you mentioned.
Yes, for me was really, I think tough is a small word. Was really a lot of down, not many up. Yes, for me, it's like I didn't exist for 5-6 years. So yes, I was thinking really to stop, and then Danny and for sure Hans Corvers was behind us. It's been a long history with him, so they didn't want that I stop like this my career. They want give me a last chance. So yeah.
Well, you're currently 12th in the points at the moment, and you have had some good standout performances, Spain being one of them here. What are you doing differently this year? Do you think that things are starting to get better for you by the looks of it?
Yeah, first to ride with the Yamaha, it's a great feeling. It's the bike where I perform, so already on the mine, it's feeling good, and we train really good this year with the team and with Kenny Van Duren. Yes, I follow the plan, same plan like Glenn and Maxime. So we was training this winter on a cycling all together and make a lot of hour on a gym and everything. So yes, I think we make a really big step, and then now I start to show myself, and the goal is to again be better and better.
Yeah.
Another good race you had was Indonesia, Sumbawa. I guess there, when you finished, 8th in race 1, it must have been nice to be back inside, these top 10 positions, and gradually improving once more in the tough class, in the MXGP class.
Yes, for sure. I think I do pretty good season, pretty solid. If we don't have some bad luck with DNF of the bike issue, we was already on the top 10 of championship. So I think it's good performance for a small team like us, and yes, I'm really happy.
Yeah, honest.
Would you say that you're perhaps, Benoit, enjoying your riding a little bit more in MXGP, more than what you were in the past? Because it does show in your riding that you're enjoying it a bit more out there.
Yeah, I think it's a package. You need everything to be in front in MXGP, or all riders are really strong, really fast. And then you need to have good team, you need to be fit, you need to be strong. And yeah, after my career MX2 was a big stop, like with the team, and many things happen. So if you don't have this following step, it's difficult to come back at this level. And then yes, I was almost to zero. So you need to build everything again. So.
Well, look, final question really quickly. You are 12th in the championship. It's possible that you can be 10th in the championship. Is this a goal? And what does it mean to you if you can finish 10 or higher?
Yeah, for me, it was the main goal this year to be in top 10. I think, yes, for me, I fight for this top 10 like I fight for the title from where I came. So, yes, for me, if I do this, it will be amazing, and it will be a new start also to again make a next step for next year.
All right. Well, look, Benoit Paturel, thanks for joining us in here.
You.
All the best for this weekend and for the next few races. See you again soon.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Benoit.
Right, our final guest is here. And before we meet Louis Vosters, another snippet, this time from episode 12 of Behind the Gate. And this is Kevin Horgmo trying to relocate his dislocated shoulder that he picked up in practice in Sumbawa. It's funny. Enjoy.
We discussed what we're going to do tomorrow. Well, he's going to do. I'm not a rider, huh? I'm just for backup. And then, yeah, let's see what he can do. I'm really happy with last weekend. Did you tell him or not? Did they ask?
Yeah.
You know, it was...
I was having a good time on the free practice. I enjoyed the track, and then just a slide with the front wheel into one slow corner, and was a left corner, and somehow when I land I popped my right shoulder out.
From my perspective, when he crashed, in Sumbawa, and I see it from far. But I see his hand slide like that, his arm, and he stand up, and I thought he had a cut in his hand or something.
I remember one freestyle rider from Norway, he teach me how to pop it back in, that I have to lean over something. So Mark came there.
So I walk up there, and then he stand like this. Man, he said, my arm is out of, I dislocate my shoulder. He said, take the bike. So I took the bike.
He hold the bike, I lean over the handlebar, and him and 2-3 other medical personnel, they say 1, 2, 3, and then they pull the shoulder down.
And then, he hang over the handlebar. He put his hand, the handlebar here.
So I was hanging over the bike like that, and
then, we pull on 3. I said 1, 2, 3, and then we hear clack.
Yeah, they pull it back, and I felt instantly it was like, oh, relief that it popped back in. And
then he do like that. It was really funny. And then he looked to me like, what I do now? So right back to the to the track, see if the shoulder is okay.
Then I just jumped on the bike and went back. I went to the medical, they checked if I was strong and everything, and I was, so then I was good to race.
And then he took a whole shot in the qualifying moto, and he rode like a boss.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here, the final part here, round 14 at the MXGP of Finland with me, Paul Malin and Lisa Leyland. Louis Vosters, the team owner for Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MXGP team, joins us now. And Louis, great to see you, and here we are in Finland, fantastic part of the world. 6 rounds to go. We'll talk about the riders individually, but how would you evaluate the season from Glenn Coldenhoff, Jeremy Seewer, and before he got injured, Maxime Renaux?
To start with Maxime, it's a shame that we miss him since Spain. He started really well. He won the GP in Switzerland, so he did really well. And unfortunately, he's not here. Jeremy, he had some bad luck in the beginning of the season, some crashes and bad luck, like I say. But he came back strong, and he won the GP in France and some podiums. So he's doing really well. And Glenn, he was trying to find the right shape in the beginning of the season. But after a few GPs, he became in a kind of a rhythm, and he's happy now with the bike and his shape and everything. So, it's going in the right direction, but he's still looking for the GP win.
Well, you mentioned Maxime a moment ago, and we said, obviously, he did get injured in Spain. But before that, he won the Grand Prix in Switzerland, got on the podium in Trentino. How big a loss was that to the team? Obviously, we don't even need to ask Max how disappointed he was, but from your side, how disappointing was it so early in the season? Yeah,
definitely it was a big loss. He was doing really well. He trained really hard in the winter. He felt good with the bike. So I cannot say he's the first rider, but he's a really good, strong rider. So we missed him a lot.
Yeah. And after Trentino, who was actually second in the championship, and like you said, it was a loss for the team, but also knowing that his title fight was coming to an end as well. Yeah. That must have been a tough blow as well.
Yeah, for him it was really, really tough, and it was a dream for him to fight for the title this year. So this ended in Spain, and he didn't even crash, but it was a really bad injury, and he's recovering now. He tried to come back this season, so you have to see and wait.
Well, that was actually my next question. We did see him on the start in Lommel, but will we see him return back? Is there a time frame? Have you guys discussed it or not?
Not really. We week by week we check how his let's say the recovery of the foot after training. But I expect he will be back. I think around Turkey.
Okay.
Well, obviously, Jeremy C, currently third in the points at the moment. He had to wait 7 GPs this year for his first podium. When it arrived, it was a good one. Top step in France. And that was a week after Max went out. So, on one hand, you've got the disappointment there, but then I guess the elation of being on the top step again. That must have been a fantastic moment for you and the team.
Yeah, that was great. It was in France, a really difficult track. And, Jeremy did extremely well, and we were happy for Jeremy and for the team as well. So, from, let's say, a really disappointing moment in Spain to a victory in France.
Obviously, he was second overall in the championship last year as well. I guess when you come into the new season, you're expecting him to be a title challenger. So on that side, where he is now, is he kind of where you expected him to be, or were you probably deep down expecting more? But had he not had those problems in the beginning of the season, you know, is this kind of the next best thing, or were you kind of expected?
We expected a smaller gap, let's say, in points. But what happened in the beginning of the season, yeah, it was really bad luck for him. And we all see it's a consistent rider, it's a strong rider. So, yeah, we expect some more GP wins the rest of the season.
Yeah, I guess the crash in Argentina didn't help either, because that was a big one.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what about Glenn Coldenoff, currently 5th in the general standings? He's just 1 point behind Ruben. He's got more podiums than Jeremy, but what can we expect from him between now and the end of the year?
Like I said, he's still looking for a GP win, and he's really focused on that. I hope it will happen, so that's all he can do.
Yeah, okay.
Last week, just looking at these images here, obviously both the Yamaha teams in MX2 and MXGP ran the white livery, you know, going back, celebrating the anniversary of Yamaha's YZ, 50 years. They looked good, and the guys put in a good performance. What were your thoughts on not just Lommel as a racetrack last weekend, because a lot of riders said it was tough, but just that new look for that one weekend only? Is it something you quite enjoy, or are you just a traditional blue kind of, you just like looking at blue?
Let's say I enjoyed it for one race,
yeah.
But I like more the blue one.
Well, look, obviously that was last weekend in Lommel. We're back in Finland, as we said, a year ago, possibly one of the greatest days of your career as the team owner for this team. Glenn winning the Grand Prix, and obviously a Yamaha 1-2-3. When you watch these images back now, what kind of memories does it evoke, and what were you feeling on the podium that day? I can only imagine just a sense of pride.
Yes, this is one of the greatest moments in my career as well, like you say, and I enjoyed it a lot. And it's like a dream, let's say, 1, 2, and 3 on the podium. Sometimes the mechanics joked about it, you know, one time we are 1, 2, and 3, but I never believed it. So then it happened in Finland. So it was really, really special.
I can see from the smile on your face here when you take the trophy from the member from the Finnish delegation. All smiles. You can just tell from that was just like a big, big moment. Where's that trophy now, by the way? Did you take it home, or is that in the workshop in Brigade?
It's in the workshop.
Yes. In the dining area
yes.
there?
Yes.
Looking at the track here, obviously this weekend, it was a late change of venue. I know one or two riders have sort of said the track is a little bit smaller, narrower, and things like this. But from watching the practice, how the track is starting to develop, it looks like it could be quite a technical track, especially if we get the rain that is forecast later on today. What were your thoughts from watching in the free practice session today? And do you think the same thing? I think we'll have some good racing here.
Yes, it's a quite tight track, let's say. But tomorrow, when it's more rough, I think we can expect really nice racing.
And then going forward from here, finally, with the end of this 3 races in a row, we go to a week off next weekend. We start again, Sweden and Holland back to back. 6 races to go. What are your hopes for the rest of the season with the riders?
Yeah, we hope to be, let's say, top 3. Maybe that Glenn climbs up 1 position more. And then maybe 1 or 2 GP wins, let's say.
For Jeremy or for Glenn?
That's for me the same.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Well, look, Louis, pleasure to have you in here, and great to see you again.
Yeah,
and
you're welcome.
Enjoy the Grand Prix here, because it is a beautiful location.
Yes.
Did you ever go to the old track, by the way, at Ruska Center on the other side of the airport? No.
Till now, not.
Never, no. Well, it's under the runway now, so
Okay.
we're not going there either this weekend. But look, pleasure to have you in, and all the best this weekend and for the rest of the season. Thanks for stopping by. No problem. Good to see you. Right, we are out of time, but before we go, just to give you a quick reminder, slight schedule change this weekend, because we are only MX2 and MXGP. So live here on race day tomorrow, we're going to be 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. But today, 3:15, the first MX2 Ram qualifying race, immediately followed by the MXGP Ram qualifying. Watches and enjoy the racing today and tomorrow. That's it. We're out of time. See you next week or in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.